What's going on, everybody? This is 13 again with Superior Mobile by 13, and today I've got a really exciting build because it's not really a headlight build, it's actually a headlight display case build. And I've been keeping this on the Super DL and hiding it from all of my social media accounts because Pat likes to follow all of my stuff. And I wanted this to be a surprise to him because I'm kind of A, good friend, and B, kind of an asshole. So I didn't want him to know this. So these are Pat's headlights that we originally had commissioned back in November of 2016. He gave me the deposit on that day, which is when officially his dreams were going to come to reality of having this super sweet custom headlight build. And it was completed about 4 months later because being a friend and being that it was not fully paid off, it was just kind of not one of those top shelf priorities, but ultimately because it was a really complex build. It's a quad retrofit with D2S projectors and Matchbox projectors, and for the record, he finally paid it off almost a full year later. And that, by the way, was he already had a new truck at that time. So these have been sitting in my showroom for pretty much 3.5 years now, not serving any purpose other than just show people like, yo, look, I can do really cool things with headlights. And so I don't want them anymore, and more importantly is they are still beautiful and they are bought and paid for by Pat, but what's he gonna do with them? So I built him this amazing, beautiful display case. So now it can be a conversation piece, a tribute, if you will, to Superior Mobile's glory and Pat's support of my business, and it can chill in his living room or whatever. And he can use it for ambient lighting setups. So this is all really old technology, so let's just play along with the game. Now we have 2 remotes. This is an infrared remote, but that is for the demon eyes. So we can control the colors. We can put it on red, or that is green or blue, you know, right? You get the whole idea. So this will provide his room with a nice ambiance, you know, just it's a little just a glow, right? Or we can put it on the fade. I have to again point it at it, and now it's got the 7-color fade, and it'll just do its thing. It'll look pretty, you know? So that's demon eyes. We can turn those off. Then we also have this other remote control. Now this one's radio frequency, because this is when it got a little fancy with the halos. These are the XC halos, which don't exist anymore. Oh man, it's on that like 7-color blah 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 mode. All right, so this, we got red, we got green, we got blue. This one is if you want a little bit brighter of a mood lighting in your room, because obviously this is direct lighting. This is straight up just LEDs out there. This is before they even came out with that nice little diffuser coating. So they're nice and even because they're really tiny LEDs, but they're still very bright. So let's try the smooth, right? So now we've got a nice smooth color cycle through. This is really nice. It's pretty. We could have this in the room, right? Okay, cool. Get the idea. We'll turn that off now. But let's say it's the middle of the night and man, I need to be able to see. I need some night light. Well, that is what this little stainless steel button is for. We push that. You see the little halo that lights up when it's on. See, ooh, pretty. And that turns on our running lights. Now again, these were obviously designed to go on the vehicle, and so I had high aspirations for how this was going to be wired up. So this would be wired up to the ignition circuit, so anytime the vehicle is on, you'd have these nice, beautiful, bright white running lights. But instead, they'll just be for lighting up his room, whatever. And then of course, one last one, this guy right here. Woo! This is time for shots. This is when we have the hazards. It's a turn signal. It's alternating back and forth between that wide angle LED and that little amber LED strip. And this, for the record, I can control the speed of this. There is a little potentiometer in there, but you know, I figured that this conveys the amount of energy. This is time for shots, right? Or whatever other celebration, but I like the idea of doing shots. So those were all of the functions of the actual headlights. I did not wire up the actual ballast and the bulbs for this because I see no reason to have HID headlight quad retrofit output on the interior of any room ever. That's just going to be obnoxious, so I did not hook those up. This is simply just going to be a art display piece at this point. Again, a tribute to the beauty of this craftsmanship, and fun factoid is this is actually the build that inspired the official setting up of my account with the retrofit source. So I have been a retrofit source dealer since late 2016, and that's rather exciting. See, let's talk about the actual construction of this display piece. This is all a high density plastic, so it's got that nice little texture to it, but it's really durable. I have all these button head M6 bolts, so everything is actually nut and bolted together. These are threaded inserts. Most of the construction is either made out of 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch MDF, or the plastic, or I've got some 3/4 1/4" plywood that's got that really nice backing material to it. So even on the back side, it's finished other than the 2 screw holes. We have the power cord that comes out here. Everything is super clean on the wiring. I've got about 8 hours invested into the construction of this thing. Our bottom here, this is covered in a carpet. We've got a vinyl here. We've got some polycarbonate. This was an experiment playing with polycarbonate. Just a nice little accent piece in there that's cleared. Got my logo on it. This is acrylic down here, which is a little display board of all of the components of the install, and then a picture of me on Christmas holding that up, super proud. Let's get a nice zoom in on that, because look how excited I am wearing my little Santa hat. That's fun. In the back where you won't be able to see is where all of the magic is happening. That's the DC power supply right there, and then up on the top side over there, that's our Demon Eye controller. Over there we have the XC LED Halo controller, and then on this side we've got the relay bank, so that's 3 relays total, and the flasher module and all of the Halo drivers there. Everything is basically cut to length wiring, which is all really super tidy and clean in there. Like I said, I got about 8 hours in the construction of the actual display and about 12 hours in the wiring, which is pretty insane if you think about it. That's easily twice the amount of time that I would spend wiring up this setup on a normal vehicle. But in this type of setup, I had to create the circuits, and every single wire is cut to length because, as you can see from back there, there's no bundles of wires or anything like that. It's all nice and tidy. Even if you remove the headlights from this piece, everything back there is still a display item. There are plugs for everything, so it's nice and serviceable. But goodness gracious, I hope nothing ever fails on this, because we're not going to be able to get these parts anymore. This stuff just doesn't exist anymore. But ultimately, that's pretty much it. I'm super hopeful that he appreciates how much work and effort has gone into this, and it goes in a big old display centerpiece, maybe, you know, like in a podium in his room. I don't know what's gonna end up happening to this, but I do know that it needs to get the hell out of my showroom, because I don't sell any of these products anymore because they're all obsolete. So Pat, thank you so much for your support, albeit a bit convoluted over the years, but I do appreciate the support, and I hope that you really appreciate your super sweet 2015 Toyota Tacoma custom quad retrofit headlight build display case that I have made just for you. To everyone else, thank you so much for watching. This is 13 with Superior Mobile by 13. If you have any questions about this particular build, or perhaps a pricing inquiry for a build for a display case for your own set of headlights, I probably won't do it, but information will be in the video description, so feel free to check that out. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourselves a wonderful day. This is 13. Talk to you later.